Hello everybody and welcome back to episode number 6 already of InfraSpace. And if you'll remember, in the last episode we actually built up everything on this half over here. That was pretty insane. We doubled our production capacity. And yeah, we are producing insanely right now. We're aiming on getting all these habitats up to level number 4. As you can see, even some of the habitats we placed really at the end of last episode have already upgraded to level 4, and of course the good meals are getting delivered. Now last episode I did say I was going to do a few things in between episodes. One of which was upgrading these roads over here. I didn't upgrade all of them. I upgraded most of them. Really actually pretty much all of them. As you can see, these are now the 4-lane roads instead of the 2-lane ones. These good meals were causing an insane amount of traffic. You can't see that anymore right now because upgrading the roads deletes all the vehicles, but they were causing an insane amount of traffic. And as well, I upgraded these outside roads not only to the 4-lane ones, but to the 4-lane highways. And that works really quite nicely because that encourages traffic to travel like along this stretch over here a bit more rather than go through here and then swiggle their way through. So that's really great. I haven't let the game run a lot, so there's still a large amount of these things going out of here. Anyways, I also said that something I was going to do was right over here. This needed to get moved backwards because I made a mistake and I couldn't fit in 6 more of these vegetable farms. Anyways, I can fit them in now, and it all looks very good, and we're producing these very nicely. They're going into the trains, and the trains are taking them all over to this area where they're getting unloaded very nicely. Anyways, also something else I had to do is over here in our home appliance area. Previously, this iron was just getting fed in through a straight road over here, but that wasn't working because they all needed to make a left turn, which meant they were cutting over the traffic and they were causing huge clog ups. As you can see, if I go back here, all this copper was not able to get through, as you can see, and these buildings need copper. As you can see, they're lacking it. They weren't able to get through because there wasn't a constant flow here. Now with this loop, the small loop over the top, the iron doesn't need to cut over the traffic anymore, and it's fine. If I let the game run for a few seconds, then all this traffic should just disappear. Anyways, on to what we're going to actually do in this episode. The first thing which I want to immediately do is over in our science area. We haven't been here in 2.5 episodes, something like that, only when we were mining this copper over here for our computers. But I'm going to go ahead and set up some yellow science. Because we really need that. In our research area, as you can see, there's only about 3 more things that I want to research right now, which don't require yellow science, and that's motors, large mines, and home robots. As you can see over here, there is also improved wind turbine blades, methane, and methane power plants, but I honestly don't really feel like I need those, and then I'd much rather research something which is actually going to help me progress, like motors. Wind turbine blades, the improved ones, I really could not care less about that, as we're using solar panels. And those are doing all the work I need them to, especially because I've also just unlocked self-cleaning solar panels, so we're producing more than enough electricity. As you can see in the bottom over here, more than enough. Anyways, over here, what I want to do first off is I think actually is extend this a little bit and just produce some more blue science then produce a little bit more green science as well even, so that we can then easily produce a bit more yellow science without lacking green or blue. As you can see here, we have a few things set up. 6 of these yellow science things is, I think, enough for right now. In the future, we're definitely going to expand upon that. Anyways, here we have our green science. We've got quite a lot more. And here as well, we've got quite a bit more blue science up the top here. Now, there is a lot of traffic right now, but I think that that'll definitely decrease once all these things have been supplied with their resources initially, and after that it'll just like probably calm down, I think. Anyways, stupid me. Looking in research, I said I don't need methane because, you know, I don't need methane to create power. And then I placed down the yellow science, and then I realized we need methane to create the yellow science, and that's pretty stupid. We've got some methane over here. I think that's the closest bit, but it doesn't necessarily need to be close because we're going to connect it with pipes anyway. I need to search for a bit of methane we can use, but I don't see any else on this map. Yeah. Ooh, we've unlocked motors. Well, that's good. I mean, we have this, but that's not in the slightest useful. I think I'm going to use the methane we have over here, because I don't want to use that. That's a bit too close to my habitats, and that's too much out in the open. I feel like I'm building something else here. This is, ooh, I wanted to have my neural processor production over here, since this is a nice big open space, and since we need a lot of neural processors. Anyways, we have motors now, and we need 10 motors for these yellow science packs. So what I just now need to start doing whilst we're researching methane is just figuring out how I'm gonna do everything. And just do all the math and start building up everything that I need for this yellow science. So here we go. I've got the motors part set up. I just need to take in the copper ore and the iron ore from over here. How I'm going to do this is the iron is going to funnel in over here, and then it can just go straight into there. Yep, that's very nice. Anyways, then it can just supply the steel mills, and then this, the atmosphere processes will produce carbon to also supply the steel mills, and these, what are they actually called? Water air filters. Although we don't have a groundwater extractor yet. Okay, so the water air filters, as you can see through the pipelines, they are going to deliver water to these steel mills as well. Then we'll be able to produce steel. Copper is going to be produced over here, and I'm going to funnel that in right over here so it doesn't clog up this traffic. And then that's, together with the steel, going to go into these motor factories, which are going to produce motors. Now, as you can see by the way that I've set this up, there are more stretches of road, and that is because, number one, I don't think that this is near enough motor production for the 6 of these, because they need 10 motors for every piece of research, and because I know for a fact that we'll need more motors in the future as well, already for home robots and also for industrial robots. What else needs? Nothing else needs motors? Apparently not many other things need motors, but home robots do, and we're definitely going to need to make those as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hook in the copper and the iron, then I'll bring a train station over here, and then we can just, start transporting those, and then I'll see how much these need, and then I'll probably set up another row just like this one. Everything has been set up, I was about to say, apart from the power. So let me just put like a power substation grid. There we go. Let me just put, do train stations need power? I'll assume they don't. I could just put a power substation there. Then a solar panel over here, and that should sort out that. That doesn't need any power, and then I can put another, no, not a power substation to cover both of those. So I'll just take a little power line over, that should cover that, and then I can take a power line over past here as well, then past here, and then covering those two. And why is this road raised? That wasn't intentional. Lower this one as well. There we go. Let's see if we can beat the 2 iron trucks. Yeah, I didn't actually delete them. Nice. Okay, so that's the first 2 bits of iron as well. Those are going to be supplying this. As you can see over here, I've hooked up the copper so that it can go like so. Checking the production overview, we're actually almost making enough motors. So I'll leave it like this for right now. I think this is good enough. And then what I'm going to want to do is hook up the train station. So I want a train station here, and the train station I want here is actually the large one, because we're going to need a bunch of things here that we're going to want to take by train. So the neural processors and motors are going to be taking by train, and then here as well a bunch of other things we want to take by train. So I'm just going to put in the large train station. We should almost be able to place it. We just need about 50 more steel. There we go, we can place it in right now. Here's the train station. Whoa, wow, I pronounced it badly. Here's the train station. Anyways, as you can see, it's absolutely massive, almost as big as your mom. And this is going to hopefully funnel everything into there. However, we only have 51 steel, and that's never, ever going to be enough to be able to supply, to be able to build up this whole entire train line. So I'm not going to try to build into the whole entire train line. I'm just going to keep the gate running for a little bit, collecting some steel, and in the meantime we can check out over here and take a look at how all this is progressing. As you can see, almost every single one of our habitats are now level 4. There's only just these few back here that are just waiting for some computers. I'm willing to bet that a few of these will have a countdown. There we go, 13 seconds, 39 seconds. Beautiful, beautiful. Checking the production overview over here for computers. We're still making 10 extra, so that should be fine. And traffic is also no longer an issue. Traffic is very good. Let's check this top corner one. That one is full on with good meals, and so is this one. And it doesn't. And since there's like a non-upgraded one next to it, this one hasn't been upgraded for very long. So the good meals are doing incredibly well. Let's check that over here. Oh wow! Oh, we're producing way too much of those. So we might not have actually had to duplicate the amount we were creating here. Also, why does this say outgoing storage is full? And oh, that's because I need to reverse this road. There we go. Now we should see a bunch of those exit all there and then head over to here. Yes. Okay. Very nice. Are these outgoing storage full? Yes, they are. Okay, well, the good news is we'll probably never have to worry about these again. So that's very nice. Or at least not until we hit like 10,000 population or something like that. These are also outgoing storage full. You love to see it. Very nice. This is no longer a big, insane, huge traffic jam, and I don't think it'll take very long at all before we've upgraded these last few habitats. Very nice. We have about 300 steel. That's still probably not going to be enough to make this train line, I'm going to start it out anyways. Because whilst I'm building up the train line, we're going to be producing steel anyways. Also, we seem to be lacking iron here a little bit. That's because of this traffic jam. Let's see if I can place some roads over here. To just these larger ones. Maybe that'll help. We'll have to see. I'm not entirely sure. But obviously the iron is having troubles with coming out of there. And that's also because this is not a one-way road. So let's replace this, sadly deleting all of the all the trucks. But now it should be a bit better. Checking this junction. Yep. Now they should be able to transport to here a bit better, meaning that we can create some more green science as well, since we should be producing enough electronics to be able to supply that. And it might also be worth it just plopping down one more iron mine. I mean, it can't do that much harm. As you can see, we have 1,000 more population than jobs. Wow. Okay, that's crazy. Wow. Very nice. Last episode definitely paid off. So I was gonna build up the train line, but then I noticed that this problem here was still a problem. So I think that the issue is that these two junctions, they're way too close. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab a piece of road over here, turn off the grid, and then just come out over here so that we now have a new node. Not intentionally deleting all the traffic, but now we can just go like this. Very nice. Pull this node backwards a little, pull this backwards a little more even. Then we'll need to move this out of the way. Oh, that's perfectly fine. Now that these two are a bit further away, it should be a lot better. Unlike many other games, these cars don't seem to be going slower through sharp turns, so that's absolutely fine. This should hopefully solve that issue a little bit as well. Anyways, I'll keep on checking on this, but now we have just we're just a bit shy of 800 steel, and that should be enough to build up this train line. Sadly, it wasn't enough to finish off the train line, and now I'm waiting for more steel. I just realized it's incredibly stupid to just wait around until I have enough steel to build the train line, because of course we need more things for the yellow science. Wow. Sadly, we need neural processors. I absolutely hate that. We're gonna start our first neural processor production. That's pretty cool, though. We're gonna go ahead and build all that up. And we also needed the methane. So I'm going to go ahead and just start up methane production. And now I did say I was going to do it all the way back here, but check out what a pipe costs. From where is it? There. Okay, so check out how much a pipe costs. Oh, well, you can't actually see methane in this view. It disappears. That's a bug. Anyways, heading over to here. Let's say I want to take methane over here. That would cost me a casual 750 steel. So that's not gonna happen. Wow, just holding out that pipe already gave me a huge lag spike. Anyways, we don't... I'll... Okay, my mouth is failing me. Anyways, I'm just gonna take this methane over here, and I'm gonna just build it real close up to this edge, so that we hopefully won't run into any issues. I do need roads, sadly. I wish that could change, because I don't need roads to transport anything through, since I'm gonna use pipes, right? But I still need roads to place the buildings against, even though I'm not actually going to use them. Anyways, where is it? Here it is, the methane drill. What, that costs 40 steel as well? Really? Anyways, this methane drill costs... No, it produces 1 methane every 10 seconds. Heading back to over here, this needs 5 methane. Oh, we've unlocked home robots. Ooh. That's going to be for next episode, sadly, because this episode I just want to focus on yellow science. Anyways, we need 5 methane every 120 seconds. So these can just go, actually I'm going to want to build these up 1 to 1. Because it's always nice to have a little excess, and you have the minus 33% for the whatever you call it, for the pipeline usage. If you use pipelines, you lose efficiency basically. I want to have this in this road, and it doesn't matter since this only costs concrete to upgrade, and we have more than enough concrete. Anyways, so we need 6 of these. So let's just extend this road out then a little bit, or actually, I think it'd be better to just go like this then. There we go. 6 of these. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And, okay, yeah, that has no power, of course. It doesn't. Power substation. Why can I not see where the power is going? Yep, now I can. Okay, so power substation right there. You guys get your whole own solar panel. And, okay, this thing is actually on the methane, so that's producing everything we need. We can actually delete that road. I'm still not sure what tanks do. I'm not sure what their use is. I'm not going to use them, since I can function perfectly fine without. There we go. Let's just grab a pipe and then drag it all the way till here. As you can see, this is already pretty expensive. I don't have enough steel for that? Oh man, how am I ever going to be able to build up the train line? Anyways, let's just bring that right over to here. There we go. And then we can just drag that across here. Oh really, did I just misplace that? Come on. Come on. Now I can delete this and get a bit of steel back. Oh well. Wow, that is beautiful, don't you think? That is absolutely beautiful. Look at that connection right there. Oh man. Something else I need to do is connect these two to each other. Anyways, what I'm going to do now is just wait a second until we have steel, because obviously we also need steel to build up our neural processor production. As you see, 150 steel per neural processor factory and 200 steel per nanotubes factory. I'm also seriously considering now just upping our steel production. I'm not entirely sure though. Finally, I finished up the train line, and I still have 430 steel to spare. Now that is because I actually upped our steel production. As you can see over here, only this one's still lacking water. That should disappear in a few seconds. Anyways, yeah, I've upped our steel production. I've added this spot, this part, and this part. It's not a whole lot, but it is definitely something. And I hope that's just going to produce a bit more steel for us, because I thought, you know what, I can just wait until I get more steel, or I can build up more steel plants whilst I'm waiting to get more steel, right? And since steel production, since the producing of steel doesn't actually cost any steel, well, it does cost a little bit, right? These cost like 1 steel, but that's fine. So I built this up, and now I have quite a bit of steel, and we are going to use that to start off our neural processor production in this area. And since we need a whole lot of neural processors, because we need those for pretty much everything from now on, so not only for yellow science, but also what else we actually need those for? Don't we need those for everything? Need those for oh yeah, the VR edutainment, high-tech workshops, AI control units. I'm not entirely sure, but I thought we needed like 1 million of those anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna start that production right over here. disaster strikes over at our residential area. Apparently we don't have enough water. And now this is confusing me very much because up until like right about now this wasn't actually a problem, and now all of a sudden some of these habitats do not have enough. Also, we have a very mysterious loop over here. I'm not sure what that is, what it does, but it's there, which is, I don't know, weird. Um, Anyways, I guess this means that I need to put in some more water, and now luckily I can replace a few of these atmosphere processors with some water production, since we have more than enough of these, right? So I can replace a few of those, and also in the production overview, we're not producing enough survival food apparently. None of these things seem to really be complaining about it, since they all have more than enough survival food, but I think I'll need to place down a few more of those as well, I guess. Well, this looks quite different from when we last saw it, like half a second ago, doesn't it? Yes, this is the neural processor production line we've got going right over here. This is not final, so what I mean by that is we don't actually have everything in here that I need yet. We need twice as much of the neural processor factories, and we also just need to fill up this little strip with 4 more of the nanotube factories. Now, as you can already see, there is a lot of traffic building up. That's because I've placed in all these things before these things, causing them to all have stored up resources, and they're all now going in there. Also, I need to do a lot of stuff with the lanes over here. For example, I should definitely allow this to go into there, etc. Just stuff like that, really. Anyways, as you can see, look, here's our first copper and iron coming in, supplying the electronics factories. And, of course, the big elephant in the room, this main train station. Yeah, the really, really big one. I've decided to put it here because we need neural processors in a bunch of different locations. And I could have also temporarily, for right now, put in like a medium one so that we could just supply the research and the home robots, which we're going to need soon. But then, you know, I'm going to end up wanting to replace it with a large one, and then I'm just going to be wasting steel, eventually upgrading it to a main train station anyways. So yeah, that's why I did that. Anyways, I'm short on steel, right? I'll just set up these two because I need to do that anyways. And then I think we can start taking our first line over to the research, because I'm actually going to prioritize taking our first train line over to the research over prioritizing putting in these last few buildings, because of one, how stupidly expensive they are. Like the nanotubes are 200 steel apiece, and the neural process factories are 150. So it's gonna cost me like more than 1,000 steel to put in these last few buildings. Whereas I could also, for 1,000 steel, just hook in this train line right now, and then be done with that. I'd much rather have that. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do right now. Also, quickly before I do that, let me just explain a bit more about this area. So, as you can see, we have enough space to do this 1, 2, 3 more times. So we can triple the amount of production that we're currently making here, which is great. Yeah, I'm very happy about that. Obviously, and I set it up that way so that we can do that, and we should be able to do that. And if it is necessary, then I can even duplicate everything I have here and put it over here as well. So I can, in theory, have this again on this side. And then, of course, lastly, the resources. We're mining copper over here. As you can see, whilst I was building it up, I've unlocked the research for the large mines. So we are now using large copper mines here, and sadly quite far away. There wasn't really any iron close by that wasn't already in use. But this iron, as you can see over here, also the large iron mines. Anyways, heading back over here, as you can see, everything is working just fine. I'm obviously still going to work on this traffic over here, and then I'll come back to you when it's all finished. I haven't done anything with the traffic yet, but that's sort of sorted itself out for right now, so I'm not going to worry about that. Anyways, back over here, I've set up the entire train line. I had about 50 steel to spare, so that was absolutely fine. Anyways, we can come to train lines, and then we can make a new train line. And this is going to be the neural processors. I hope I'm writing that correctly. All the way over to the research. There we go. Then we want to add a few train stations, so the neural processors train station, and then the research train station. And then how many trains do we want on that? I think 4 should be enough. 4 is definitely enough. Yep, that's going to work just fine. We might even want 3, depending. Good meals, I needed to take 1 train away from that, since that 6 was just a little bit too much. Anyways, we're doing just fine. Of course, we're really not creating enough neural processors. Not even close. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna see what it goes up to once I've put in the rest of these buildings, but we're probably gonna want to make more. I'm just waiting for steel. I'm not sure what to do right now, so yeah, the traffic, it's getting better and better and better. It was very clogged up, and it keeps on getting clogged up every time I place down a new building. That's mainly because of the the stash of resources that some of these things have. And then the second that I place down a nanotube factory, there's going to be 30 sand trucks all going to that nanotube factory at once. Anyways, I've decided to set up this a piece of the second area where I'm going to be producing motors. As you can see, in the motors I am producing enough of those right now, so that's fine. Anyways, we have a bit more steel now, so I can place down 1 more nanotube factory, and then we're out of it again. Anyways, we are producing some yellow science, I think. At least we should be. It shouldn't be long before we see some of these things starting to leave, huh? Neural processor. Why aren't you going to there? What's stopping you guys from doing that? I'm confused. Look, these roads are all in the correct orientation, right? These just need to drive out, head right into the station, and then they should be able to go, right? Isn't that... Oh, wait a second, I don't think I've connected this station up. Ah, that makes sense. Okay. Let's just grab one of these roads so we can waste a bit more steel. There we go. That's been connected in. Now if we quickly head back, we should be able to see a bunch of our first neural processors leaving. Look at that. Look at all those neural processors. Yes, they are all heading to the science area for research. The first thing we are researching is the particle filter. That's amazing. Just still waiting on a bit more steel. We can place in a few more things now. Place in like 2 more of these, and then we're done again. Anyways, as you can see, as I said, the second I place in stuff, everything's gonna go crazy a little bit, especially with the sand over here. As you can see, look at all that sand coming out of there. If we just wait a few seconds, that'll all be gone. Anyways, we've got 50 neural processors in here. Is this the first train carrying neural processors, or is there also one in front of it? Nope, that's the first one, I think. Oh no, this is the first one. 15. Okay, we're gonna see our first neural processors arrive over here at our research. Let's take a look at that. Come on. Unload. Come on. Yes, there we go. Nice merging, guys. Oh, that's because it goes from a 3-lane into a 2-lane. Okay. Um, anyways, as you can see, they're probably dividing themselves so that none of these can do any research because they all have 2 or 3 now. So that's very useful. Anyways, here come many more, and oh yes, motors! Yo, I totally forgot about motors, of course. Like the motors thing, this station wasn't connected, so the motors couldn't go here either. But now they can. Now we have motors arriving here too. How much? There's 45 motors in this train station. I think we want to adjust the motors route. There doesn't seem to be a lot of trains on there. Let's go train lines, motors to research 4. Let's just up that to 6. Yeah, still definitely not producing enough neural processors. I'm gonna fill in this last bit here, just waiting until I can place in this last neural processor factory, and then I'm gonna be like, you know what, it's good for right now. We're gonna be researching yellow science, not to full capacity, but that's fine. Right now, this is pretty much the end of the episode, guys. And there we go, just at 200 steel, we can finally place that in, and here we have it. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of this. Ooh, I definitely need to remove this. What are these? Iron? Where else do we need iron? Oh, it's going to a blue science factory? Really? Really? Come on. Why are you guys doing that? Oh no, that's bound to happen, right? But like we're still not making enough iron here. Look at how much. Oh, that's because of this traffic jam. Ah. Okay, makes sense. Okay, so to fix that, just really fixes. Oh, it's actually the end of the episode. But who cares? Let's grab this road. This one. Then let's go raise. Let's raise it twice so that we can bring it over here. And then over here. And then down into here. And then because that's a bit of a steep slope, I'll grab this node and go lower. There we go. Now we've got a bit of a bypass. And I hope that's going to allow these things to, let's allow things in that lane to go into there as well. I think that's a good idea. And then I'll just allow them to go like that. Yeah. The last few that were on this road might disappear, but now that problem's hopefully fixed, and we will hopefully not see this. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Next episode, we're definitely going to do something very important, and that is upgrading all of these habitats to level 5. Yeah, we're going to supply these with home robots for sure. Anyways, thank you guys ever so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.